The horizontal jumps in track and field are very similar, yet at the same time very different. Both require the athlete to have jumping and sprinting abilities. The long jump is a horizontal jump based primarily on speed, explosion, and the vertical and horizontal height the jumper can maintain while ascending. The triple jump is a jump that is more advanced and harder to teach athletes. The triple jump requires the athlete to have skill in jumping, sprinting, and balance. This jump has 3 phases that a jumper has to master in order to be completed properly. In this section, we will talk about the long jump. The approach. The runner must find the proper distance to acquire maximum speed. This is usually anywhere from 4 to 8 strides from the takeoff point. The runner then begins acceleration. As the jumper is running, it is crucial that he or she remembers their stride count. The runner must maintain maximum speed until they hit the takeoff point. The takeoff point. The takeoff point is the area on the runway where the jump is performed, usually a board. When the jumper gets to the takeoff point, he must isolate most of his or her power into the jumping leg. While maintaining posture and technique in the air, this can consist of more advanced techniques of a bicycle run or the basic holding of the legs in midair. Landing. The jumper must keep the weight and momentum towards the front of their body. And while landing in the sandpit, they must thrust the body forward to avoid backtracking in the sandpit. This next section talks about the triple jump. The approach. The approach is very similar to the long jump. The runner must find the proper distance to acquire maximum speed, which is usually between 4 to 8 strides. The runner then begins acceleration. As the jumper is running, it is crucial to remember his or her stride count. They also must maintain a constant speed, not necessarily a maximum speed. The jumper needs to find the speed that he or she is comfortable to complete the jump with and maintain a balance throughout the phase. Phase 1, the hop phase. The jumper usually goes off the weaker foot for the hop phase. All the speed and momentum is transferred into the leg that is being used. The jumper must remain in an upright position and take off. After elevating, the runner rotates the jumping leg in a bicycle motion. The runner then lands on the same foot used in the first phase. Phase 2, the step phase. This is the most important phase that athletes acquire the most distance in. After elevating, drive the opposite leg forward. The position in the air should almost replicate a lunge. The knee and thigh must be parallel to the ground. As the step phase ends, the leg that is used for phase 3 is extended, with the foot coming down flat. Phase 3, the jump phase. This phase is very similar to the long jump. The strong leg is used to finish the triple jump, launching the body into the sandpit. Jumper gets to the takeoff point and isolates most of his or her power into the jumping leg. The jumper maintains posture and technique while in the air. This can consist of the more advanced technique of the bicycle run or the basic holding of the legs in midair. The landing. The jumper must keep weight and momentum towards the front of the body. While landing in the sandpit, the jumper thrusts body forward to avoid backtracking into the sandpit. In this section, we'll be talking about sprints. A runner uses starting blocks to begin a race, setting up the starting blocks in the 100-meter dash. Blocks must be set 1 foot away from the starting line. The runner must adjust the foot pedals until the runner feels comfortable. The power foot should be up front to give you a stronger push. Getting into the starting blocks. When a starter says, "Runners, on your mark," you jump up into the air to stretch your legs. When you're back into the starting blocks, you line up your feet on the foot pedals to the point where your tiptoes are touching the track, coming out of the starting blocks. When the starter yells set, you raise your butt into the air. You should feel yourself getting ready to fall forward. If not, you will get a poor start. When you hear the gun go off, explode out of the blocks using your power foot. Running. As you are coming out of the blocks, your head should be looking down at the track for the first 10 meters. This is the fastest point of the race. If you come out of the blocks and pop straight up, you are sure to lose the race. Finishing. As you get closer to the finish line, you give it all you got into the last 20 meters. As you cross the finish line, lean your head across the finish line first. This could very well determine the winner of the race.